Apologies for getting it a little bit later.
I had a feeling you'd be running late because the trains are...
How have you been?
All right, not too bad.
Just flat out with work.
Yeah, I'm just playing catch up, to be honest. I'm just trying to... I'm doing this thing where you've got all this work and you're running around and you're not actually achieving anything because you're just running around trying to get shit done. And by doing that, you're not actually getting anything done. So yeah, that's basically where I am at the moment. I should probably mention that my handbrake doesn't actually work because I did read your CV and I know you're a copper. So, but it's got 4 brand new tyres, so I think that makes it okay.
Oh, don't worry about that. Volunteer part-time.
Yeah. You're a copper, mate, that's what. Don't make it volunteer or not. You're a copper. Hang on, seatbelt. Fuck. Let's go and have a look. We're just in the process of cutting out. These cables are running in now are going in for the lighting for up here because we've got 2 track lights, as I said in my last video, which are being supported by jack chain, and we just got to bosh a line of new holes in. Now there are regs if you're cutting in holes in joists. It isn't always possible and it's a bit controversial. Some people have a bit of a beef about this, some people don't. But generally, the accepted rule is that between the total span of the joist, you need to cut, if you're cutting a hole, the hole can't be greater than 1/4 of the total height of the joist. So I'm using a 20mm drill bit here, which is more than ample for these joists. But you can only cut holes in certain areas. So this beam here is about 3.5 meters long. So that means that we can only cut between 1/4 and just under half the width of the beam. So in real man terms, that basically means we can only cut between 900mm and 1.6, which is, what's that, about here somewhere. Yeah. So anywhere in that area there, we're good to drill a hole. You're not supposed to drill it anywhere outside of that, but you can drill it, you can take this and then mirror it on the other side of the joist over there. But as a rule of thumb, it's not actually a huge area. When you look at the whole ceiling, it's only a small area you've got. Now sometimes in domestic, especially in domestic places, if you're doing a rewire where damage has got to be kept to a minimum, that just isn't, you can't follow that rule everywhere. But I try to follow it where I can, and here we've got a nice clean ceiling, so it's nice and it's a nice straightforward installation here. So I just thought I'd share that little nugget of information with you. Let's carry on, let's get cracking.
Let's go.
So we'll run that all the way down to the switch and then we'll move on to, and we'll take the switch wire from there and then we'll run out to the emergency light fitting above the door. All ready?
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, let's go. There were a couple of people commenting on my last video on, I think it's Saturday, I uploaded it, and they were talking about I think it was one person who mentioned the fire alarm system's wireless here. You've got a very keen eye, because I wasn't expecting anyone to pick that up, but they want it taken out. I don't know the reason, I don't know the ins and outs of it. It was just something that the customer specified, that they want this panel taken out and they want a wired system put in. So I've just gone along with it. I'm like, fine, okay. And I haven't really argued it. That's what they want and that's what they'll get. So, but yes, you are absolutely right. It's a wireless system here, but I'm guessing they want a wire, seeing as it's all being rewired. It doesn't really make much difference here. Might as well throw a new system in. So the customer wants here, where Tom is, we're both called Tom, which is quite annoying.
Yeah.
But there's four soffit lights under here and 4 that side. So this here will be there'll be a light switch going just down here, and this will be the switch wire to go out to the 8 lights. Well, there'll be, no, actually 2 in each bay, so there'll be 4 little soffit lights here just to illuminate the windows at night. Do you think we should do like like on those cheesy dating things where, like, what was it called? No, like on like daytime TV, and then they have those game shows, and they're like, "Hi, my name's Mark. I'm 30, and I'm from Leicester." We need to introduce you to well, we are actually a full-time member of the Thomas Nagy group just yet. We haven't finalised the fine details yet, but
it's all work in progress.
and then just coil it up, and we'll just leave it hanging here somewhere.
Nice.
So then from that fitting there, we'll do that first actually. From that emergency light, we've then got to come off there into the hallway. We need another emergency light in the hallway. So all we've ended up with doing is we've got the soffits here on either side, which we've now run our switch wires to. And we've got an emergency light in the middle, which is going above the door. And then all we're going to do is, Tom's now just running another wire from the emergency light, which is now going to go out to power another emergency light in this corridor. It should come out hopefully in that hole there. So we're just going to run it all the way through the ceiling here, and then it will go in there to the next emergency light. And I guess we'll probably put another one in the kitchen because there is a back door there, so we'll probably put one in there. And that's it. Progress is good so far. Right, so a little bit later on in the day. At the moment, there's not a lot to sort of show you here. We're just kind of plotting a course for all the wiring and everything. So at the moment, I mean, I'm just lifting all the boards up here and stuff, and I mean they're pretty shot, as you can see. Some of them aren't in the best of condition, and the wiring here was pretty poor anyway. So at the moment, I mean, it's just a question of I'm just starting to rip all of this out. I'll drill some proper new holes in, and we'll basically go from there. Oh, turn that fucking radio off. Turn it down. This stuff here is all coming up, but the this lino is glued down. It's a bastard to get up. So yeah, that's another job which has got to be done. We're just slowly peeling this back here, which is proving to be a bit of an issue because this floor here has got to come up because we've got to run the wiring in for the lighting downstairs in the basement. So you've got this laminate, then you've got it on 18mm ply, and then the boards are underneath. So it's a bit of a mission trying to get this floor up, but we'll get it up. It'll come up. And downstairs, one of the biggest problems is just plotting a course here for the wiring. So this fuse board here, this all comes straight up into the hallway, which is just here. It actually comes out just out there, or here somewhere. It comes out just there, I think it is. So I can get the wiring to here, but then trying to get it into the kitchen is proving to be a bit of an issue because this is now a solid floor here. The board's end there, and it's then a solid floor, which means I've then got to go. There is some boxing going in the floor of this toilet. There's some boxing going in there, so it may be a case I'm going to try and get the cables, I don't know, somehow into here, and then they'll run into the boxing, and the boxing will then run along the edge of this kitchen because there's cupboards going in and stuff, and they'll all be boxed in. Maybe I'll do that. We'll just have to see how I get on for time here. Right, so the dado trunking for down here. I haven't fitted dado in years. Last time I fitted dado was, God, back when I was working for Colston's. Fuck. All around here it's got to go. It'll look nice when it's done though. This dado trunking ended up costing, I think it's manufactured by a company called Dietzel? Univolt. It ended up costing about, I think it was 25 quid a length, 3 metre length. So it wasn't bad. When you're stacking things like dado, anything which is going to be decorative afterwards, when you stack it, make sure, and I've learned this from my own misfortune, make sure you don't scratch this surface. That's why I haven't taken any of these wrappers off or anything. And when you pick it up from the wholesaler, check it and make sure the wrappers are fully intact. Because if there's any scratches or damage on this, once you fit it, obviously you're either going to end up having to replace the centre push-in, or you're going to, if it's damaged on the outside edges here, you're going to end up having to replace the whole piece of dado, because when you fit it, you'll end up getting marks on it and you'll get dirt inside the scratches and it just looks horrible. So make sure when you store it flat and make sure that it's not damaged at all when you stack them, and that way you won't have any problems when it comes to fitting it. So some of you were asking about the temporary supply that I put in. So when I'm starting like a Rewire or something where it's of a sort of a commercial nature like Addisland, which you've seen me put in, and this one here, generally this is all I'll do. I'll just fit something like this. The fuse board here actually had an RCD on it already, so it was ideal for what we needed. But I'll just run a pair of metal clad sockets just in a little bit of trunking like this. All this is being refurbished, so it doesn't actually matter, you know, it's just a very temporary setup, but it does the job fine. It's just on a 20 amp RCBO, just do a pair of double sockets, and that way they can just plug in their lights, battery chargers, and then once I've finished rewiring, this will then all come out, and then I'll fit the new fuse board. So yeah, this is how it's done, or this is the way that I do it. You can put a little like a garage consumer unit in. You could do that if you didn't have an RCBO downstairs. Here I didn't need to because we already had the little white consumer unit downstairs you've already seen worked perfectly for this scenario. So that's why I've done it here. All right, so we're going to call it a day. It's about sort of 3 o'clock on a Saturday, so I'm not working silly hours today. I want to get home and get other stuff done. I've got a load of paperwork to do, but I'll show you what we've done until now. So these are the new supplies coming in for the lighting upstairs and the emergency lighting. So all that will happen is when this all comes out, we'll put a new board here, and these will wire directly into it. Like I said, all of this has got to come out. This site temporary order, that will stay. This one here will stay because that's for a consumer unit upstairs. I've not seen it yet, but I'm going to go and have a look on Monday morning. Otherwise, that's about it. When I do the fuse board down here, I'll try and get as much footage as I can because I think this will be quite interesting to do a video of ripping all this out and stuff. But today we just wanted to run a bit of cabling in because the boarders are coming in Monday morning to board the ceiling. So I just wanted to get that in before they come in. Otherwise, let's load up and get out of here.
Do you need anything else loaded in the van, or are you good?
No, that's it. This can all stay. I'll come back to it on Monday.
Yeah.
It was an extension. Oh, I forgot to mention how that place burned down. Well, it didn't burn down as such, but basically it was an extension lead. Somebody left, yeah, it was like a 2 kilowatt convector heater plugged in on a coiled up extension lead.
Just
and,
melted it.
Poof, whole lot went up. So, let's go home. So what's the deal? You're gonna have a chat with your, have a chat with your work, see what the deal with leaving is, what time scale you've got to give, and then we can go from there. That's the easiest thing.
Definitely.
See what the deal is, and then just send me a text or something and let me know.
Yeah.
And then we'll work, I don't know, have a think on it and decide what you want to do. All right?
Happy days.
Cool beans. All right. Been a pleasure.
Pleasure.
Coffee cup. All right. And loads of you are asking where I got this cup from. That's a trade secret. I'm not fucking telling you because it took me ages to find a Milwaukee coffee cup, so I'm not fucking telling anyone. You have to figure it out yourselves.